So you have Henry Cejudo to do, right? Okay, so everybody keeps talking him up. He's the guy, he's the one, he's the guy who's going to challenge you. He can get it done. What do you feel when you hear that?
It's another fight, you know. They said it about Joseph. They said it about Dotson. They said it about Kyoji. They said it about all the guys. Don't get me wrong. It's going to be a tough fight. I mean, Henry Cejudo is a good fighter. I mean, he's undefeated. You know, like I said, that's just my mindset. It's just another fight, you know.
But do you think he's got a good skill set? I mean, obviously he's an Olympian. He can wrestle.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, his wrestling is, I would say, his greatest asset in his resume that everybody keeps on referring back to.
Yeah.
And he's beat some decent guys in the UFC division. But like I said, it's just another fight.
But do you think, you know, there's obviously such a difference when somebody transitions into MMA, that their skill set in wrestling doesn't always work. You know what I mean? So how do you feel he is doing in terms of adapting that to MMA?
I think there's better people out there who've done it. You know, like I was talking to another dude and I was like, you look like a Khabib Nurmagomedov. That man looks like he's won the World Olympics multiple times.
Yeah.
I mean, his wrestling is just absolutely amazing. To where Henry, you know, he gets out there and does his wrestling, but it's not as, you know, he's not going out there doing a double leg takedown, switching the fireman's carry, then after he gets some of the fireman carry, switch it to an arm bar and landing it. It's just, you know, more straightforward with a single leg snatch, pick you up and drop you, and you know, so wrestling's only a part of mixed martial arts. It's not all of mixed martial arts. You know, he's not, when he takes people down, he's not passing guard, set up a submission game. He's more content laying in guard, it seems like. So, but yeah, like I said, that's just where you know, when I see things, I'm just like, yeah, he's a great fighter, and we'll see how things go.
There was, I forget which one it was, a couple fights ago, he seemed to kind of fall in love with his hands and almost didn't wrestle, and he got taken down.
Did he?
Yeah, he did. He's been taken down. But do you ever
didn't even know that.
sense that's what I'm saying, everybody was like, wait, what? What just happened? But do you get that feeling that sometimes, wrestlers want to prove something, so they go the other way?
Yeah.
How do you feel about his hands?
I don't even think it's necessarily him. I think it's with everybody. People fall in love with certain type of things. You know, I think Conor McGregor said it best about Chad. He goes, he's a wrestler who's fell in love with his hands. Mm-hmm. You know, you got kickboxers who fell in love with wrestling. I mean, so other than that, I mean, his hands are decent. You know, I faced guys who've had knockout power with John Dotson. I mean, you guys all saw what he did with Manny Gambarian. So I know how to deal with guys who have that one knockout power and guys who have crazy stand-up, spastic stand-up. So you just go out there and test the waters and see how things go.
But you think you're better in the scrambles?
I like to think so. I'd like to think so. I'm not sure, you know. It's always different. You can't sit there and watch tape on somebody and be like, okay, this is how it's going to happen, because that person's not, he's not dealing with the speed I bring. He's not dealing with my footwork and my angles that I'm trying to present to myself. So the people he's been fighting are been stationary. Like Formiga, he's known for grappling. He's a grappler. So if you can keep Formiga on the feet, you can basically have your way with him. Not have your way with him, but you didn't see any urgency with Henry Cejudo. He didn't need to push. Mm-hmm. He was, you know. So I mean, which is fine. I mean, it works.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the W, so he's good.
But do you think then coming out against him, his fast start is going to be good for you? Do you think that he maybe takes too long to warm up in a fight?
I have no idea. Sweetie.
But Demetrious, come on, you've seen it all. I mean, how much tape did you watch on this guy?
We watch tape, but we just watch tape to see what he does. And other than that, we just stick to our, keep on working on ourselves and making sure we're the best Demetrious Johnson out there. What
do you think you got better at in this camp?
I've got better at, that's a hard one. Honestly, knowing my body, maturing as an athlete, being more open, and just not being, I never have pressure when I fight, mm-hmm. but I'm just, you know, just with this fight, I feel that it's just another fight and it's just another opponent. You know, after I beat Dotson for the second time, you know, I was like, okay, sweet, beat Dotson. What's next? What do you mean open though? Mentally open? Mentally open, just answering the questions to my best of the ability, not caring anymore. I know what you're trying. You want to know more about what I see, but I don't like to divulge. I don't like to divulge that information until the fight's over with. Then I'll give you guys everything. Right. I'll break down every single thing you guys want. But yeah, just being open, not having a care in the world. Just going to the gym, working my ass off, and then going home and chilling. Because there's time in the gyms where, you know, I'll be sparring and Matt will be like, nope, that wasn't good enough, that was not good enough, was not good enough. And even though I'm destroying my training partners, he goes, not good enough, not good enough. And, you know, me and him will spar and we'll get after it. And, you know, going home and just understanding my body and be like, okay, I need to take a rest day. Like, I need to just relax and rest. And when I tell people, they're like, a guy came out and trained with us, and he goes, wait, what, you're not working out tonight? I was like, no, I'm working out in the morning. And he goes, and what are you doing tomorrow? I was like, taking tomorrow off. And he goes, wait, what? You're taking, so you're basically you're working out one time in the morning for an hour and a half, then you get all of Wednesday night off, then you get all of Thursday off. That sounds insane. Like, usually when I hear people, they're training 7 days a week for a fight, I'm like, it's fucking too much. It's just, why? Like, the greatest asset of, I think I've learned from training, is that rest is really, really important. And that's why I never been injured. I get my body rest. Like, I work out once on Saturday, and I get Saturday night off, and I get all of Sunday off. So I essentially get like 3 full days off through training.
And you've mentioned that before. That's because of the relationship that you and Matt have. You have so much, you just implicit trust in that he's not gonna get on your case if he can tell that you're gonna have a crappy day in the gym anyway, right? Yeah,
and if I'm worn out, he goes, okay, you're done. You're done. Go home. Bye. And I'm like, no, man, let me get a couple more rounds. He goes, no, dude, you're fine. Like, there's none that Henry Cejudo is going to be able to do to you that I haven't done to you, that Bibiano hasn't done to you, that none of these guys in this room has done to you. And we don't have a lot of guys that are in the UFC or at the higher level, but when we have guys come to the gym, you know, we build them technically sound to where they understand distance, they can do it all. And so it works out for me.
Well, with you too, it's interesting, you know, with OSP, people have argued, and you know, DC obviously volunteered, you know, saying, hey, come up. People have said with OSP, oh man, if this guy would just go to another gym where he'd have other people and he wasn't just the big fish in the pond, it would be better for him. But then when you look at the example of you, it's completely disproven.
Yep. I totally agree. Matt's philosophy is that you need to be around people that you're way better than. You need to be around people who are way better than you. You need to be around people who can compete with you, but not really, where you're just in that fine medium. And so at our gym, I think we have a great blend of that, to where our gym, like, I mean, where's Alex? He's not here right now, but he's come to our gym and shot with us a whole bunch of times. He goes, dude, I love your gym. And he was like, and I was like, what? And he goes, dude, like, it's not a fighter's gym. You guys got kids running around playing. You got people working at Microsoft working out here, Google working out here. You got heavy set girls rolling around. It's not like a very intimidating gym. You come in here, it's like everybody's just chilling. Not saying I've never been to anybody else's gym, but I believe when you work out or cross train, I'm a big fan of cross training, because one, you might be fighting that person, and two, you know, he's there to better himself, to get better. So why would I want to put myself in, be sparring partner for that person, you know?
Do you think it would be the same though if you weren't the champion? I mean, you have that comfort level of being the champion, of defending all this time.
Oh yeah,
like you would still.
Yeah, I mean, the belt's just, I mean, you know, like I said, whether I win or lose my fights, I come back and answer the question exactly the same and do the same. So, I mean, don't worry, I get beat up by Matt. Matt tunes me, so that's where when I get beat by Matt, I'm like, I know nothing. Like, I know nothing, and so that's just my my outlook. I've
always wondered too, with you, since you have had so many successful defenses, you've done everything so well. Do you set mini goals for yourself in the fight? You know what I mean? Not to disrespect the other person and to say that you need to make the fight more interesting, but do you know what I'm saying? Do you set sort of personal fight goals? I want to land this many punches. I want to do this. No. Do I do anything? No,
just go out there and fight. The goal is always to finish, and if I don't get to finish, even when I fought Dotson last time, I was pissed. I was myself. I was like, I should have finished him. I was like, I should have finished him. But that just shows you how good Dotson is. Like, Dotson has great footwork. He hits hard. He understands distance very well. He has very, very good wrestling defense. But yeah, I mean, I have a goal to go out there and finish. Rather than that, I don't go about that. We need to land 500 punches.
But you know what I mean? To make yourself, to challenge yourself.
No, just go out there and fight and win. Yeah. That's it. That's what the days come out. You just get that W, and that's it.
So the first thing after a fight, though, do you think to yourself what you did wrong or what you did right?
What I did wrong. I asked Matt, and then that's the thing. Me and Matt and Brad are so in tune with each other. When I come back to a round, I'm like, Matt, well, okay, you need to do this, because I literally spar Matt, and Matt can tell where my deficiencies are when we spar. And obviously, because he's a bigger man, he's able to exploit those, and he's way stronger than I am. But when I come back to the round, he goes, you need to do this, you need to do this. I know exactly what he's saying. Then after the fight, I'm like, yeah, I felt this, and it wasn't there, and this was there, this was there. And then I don't need to know what I did right. You know, I'll go back home and watch the fight, and then they'll let me know, like, okay, you did this right, you did this right. And then I know that I did this right. And even in the fight, I'm like, you know, my last fight, I was like, okay, this is working right. This is perfect. Oh, he's not even going to do this, so I'm just going to keep doing this. And I was like, perfect. The right hand keeps landing. I'm just going to keep doing it. Perfect.
All night long.
So that's how it works.
Did USADA show up this time?
Yes, they did. They showed up. I saw them come. I saw them when I pulled up to the gym, and then they showed up when I was streaming. And then,
Right, that was classic.
Yes, they showed up when I streamed it, and then that was it. That's the only time they showed up. So Jeff from Las Vegas didn't show up this time.
Yeah.
Interesting, but that's okay.
Because didn't they come after you in the pool, and then they got the wrong guy, and then they...
No, that was when I was fighting. That was when I was fighting Dotson.
Yeah.
They went to. So we go by. Matt takes a day by day basis when it gets closer to the fight. And he'll call me. He goes, "Hey, how you feeling?" I'm like, "Oh, this is sore. This is sore. This is feels like it's pulled." And he goes, "Okay, let's go to the pool." To where we usually go to. USADA, they want to know exactly where you're at all times, basically. And at that day on the schedule we're going to be at AMC, but we switched it up and went to the pool.
Yeah.
And then USADA was at the gym waiting for us. And then they're like, "Where the hell is he?" And the guy was like, "I don't know. Like, I'm not his coach. I just work out here." And he goes. Then one guy called that guy. He goes, "Hey, USADA's looking for you." He goes, "Just tell him we're at the pool." And then they came to the pool, and then they had me, and then I gave him some urine.
And you feel like this is that USADA is helping the sport?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the biggest thing too with USADA is like, for instance, I don't know the whole logistics of the Lyoto thing, but like that's why I truly do not. If I take something, like if I. What happened? I needed to take some Eprazole, I think it's called, Eprazole. It kind of keeps your acid reflux down because I was having problems digestionally or whatever. So if I take something, I call, like if I'm gonna take Tylenol or ibuprofen, I call USADA like, "Hey, I'm taking ibuprofen, bro. Like, is that okay?" He goes, "Yeah, that's totally fine." I'm like, "Take ibuprofen, bye." Yeah. And I'll take my ibuprofen because they're so strict, you just don't know. I don't know what's on the banned substance list. And I guess, somebody said they're adding new stuff on there, I heard, and so,
But at the end of the day, you're responsible for what you put in.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I don't take protein supplements. I just don't. I mean, the only thing I eat is Nuts and More. Shout out to Nuts and More. It's peanut butter spread. It's really good. They're on Shark Tank. Good stuff.
Nuts and More.
It's good stuff.